What up, guys? Welcome to the reaction to 1139 for One Piece. The chapter just got released, so I'm here to just react to it, see what's going on. We start off the chapter with, by the looks of it, a nice cover art. Uh, Another one with our boy, uh, who's who. It's holding a katana. It seems like he's gonna murder some people. I don't know. Oh, it looks like he's gonna murder the siblings because of the horns. I think that's the siblings, right? It's page one in Ulti. I hope he doesn't kill them, but it looks like them. I don't know. What an interesting cover page. It's. I honestly don't even know where Yamato's Inari Shrine pilgrimage is going to at this point, but it's definitely looks like it's gonna just, move off of her for a bit and then follow some other people in Wano. So we start off with returning to the castle. If we remember last time we found out that that giant mural with like the whole history of the Void Century, or like a documentation, a very loosely documented version of the Void Century, or what happened during that time. At least that's my theory. We start off with Zoro saying, "At this rate, we'll still be looking after sundown. Just how big is this castle, right?" So they're looking for the key. The key hunt is still going. Then Rodo says, "These guards were no help either. Honestly, the only ones who'd probably know where to find what we're looking for are a few of the graybeards like Elder Jarl." I like that. I like the term graybeards because that's something like very Viking-ish. I like that. I like that. It's really nice. Zoro then replies, "Oh, swordgramps." When Rodo was talking about Jarl. I wonder if he'd tell me if I asked. I like how Zoro thinks he has a good relationship with the old man from a couple chapters ago. Rodo then says, "There's no way he would. Just trying to free Loki is a heinous crime." Yeah, I mean, I that makes sense. We know he killed his dad, but we haven't seen the body or anything. So, you know the rule: no body, no death. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if King Gerald or Harold is actually dead, but hey, he could be. Zoro then says, "We haven't decided if we're gonna let him go yet, so you know, makes sense." Luffy says, "You're no fun, Zoro." Of course, Luffy would want to let him go. Why wouldn't he? There's a lot of people theorizing when we first got to Elbaf, when found out about Loki, that Luffy would totally be the person to want to let him go. Nami then calls him over, saying, "Hey, over here." They follow, with Luffy asking, "What is it?" Rodo, something here is surprising Rodo, because he gulps and says, "A red carpet, the mark of nobility. Could that be the throne room?" Okay, so looks like they're walking toward the throne room. Pardon the intrusion. Wow. Okay, why is Rodo being all polite now? There's no one here. It's all smashed up. This rubble looks more recent. There's a hole in the ceiling. Yeah, the panel does show that there's a hole. This is the throne room, alright, but I must say, what is the meaning of this mark? And it's... Oh wow, it's the same freaking mark that the Elder Dragons, or the 5 Elder Stars, the Gorosei were using. It's the same kind of mark. So I'm guessing they're not the only ones that can use that teleportation technique. Everybody in the God's Knights can too. That is an interesting revelation, actually. That's very surprising. So it's not just anybody. It's just not those 5 that got Imu's blessing, but also the Elder Knights, it looks like. Or not the Elder Knights, the Celestial Knights, or whatever they're called. They have it too. I like Azor's says, "Mark, where?" Man, even He even gets lost on where to find shit too. What the fuck? It's right in front of him. Are we serious? Man, dude, this gag, I get it's funny, but have we gotten to the point where Zoro can't even tell that there's a mark in front of him, like in plain as day, and he asks where it is? Oh wait, is that Zoro asking? No, never mind. It's Luffy. My bad. I didn't mean to slander Zoro. Don't come at me, Zoro fans. That was Luffy. Of course, Luffy wouldn't notice it. He says, "I see it now. I've seen these in books before. It looks like a magic circle." What kind of books are you reading, Nami? Seriously, what kind of books is you reading? What do you mean you've seen these before? Why haven't you said anything until now? Okay, that's another weird amount of information we just gained. Apparently, Nami knows or has seen similar circles before in a book. What the hell is she reading? I don't know. Maybe she wants to be a mage or a witch. Who knows? Roto then says they apparently use them in rituals to summon demons in some countries. Okay, so we were right. The Gorosei are demons. They're not human. That makes 100% sense now. Yep. Okay. They're demons. Alrighty. They respond, "Huh, does that really work?" And Roto's like, "Beats me." After, being surprised about the mark, Luffy then says, "I feel like I saw something like this recently." Man, of all the times for Luffy to have impeccable memory, all of a sudden he's I think remembers the mark that that Saturn came through when he first got attacked by him. I wonder if he recalls that. Then someone screams, "Straw Hat Luffy!" And Luffy goes, "Huh?" Roto saying, "Who's there? Is it a demon?" Nami saying, "No way, who said that? I must say, it couldn't be a vengeful spirit, could it?" And in a freaked out voice. Then someone responds, "I've been wanting to meet you." Stay calm, stay calm. "Who are you? Show yourself." A demon was summoned to the The castle really is cursed. Roto's freaking the hell out, guys. He's terrified. And we haven't even seen this in the person yet, and Roto's shitting himself. He then screams out, "Let's get out of here before we're possessed." And then Luffy says, "Wait, don't run, Roto. Wait!" Yeah! Roto screams in terror as a fucking axe was thrown at him at full strength. Whoa! Eek! Nami screams, "Yeah, don't drop us." Zoro catches Nami. Great catch, Zoro. I mean, that's the first time Zoro has done anything for Nami, like that in the series. It's usually Sanji that, is there for her. At least, the least Zoro can do is be there for her too, at the right time. So he caught her, and she thanks him. Luffy yells out, "Hey, there's someone on the throne. I must say I'm terribly sorry, Nami Tasso." Roto's apologizing for throwing her ass in the air. Nami gets angry and says, "You're dead." Oh, she did not accept his apology at all. She's really mad, guys. She's really mad. Then we see, like, the person in the distance that Luffy's talking to on the throne. He's a really tiny person, too. It's, like, very tiny speck compared to the whole chair. There's those dots again. The same dots that Dragon has, because his bum ass is never gonna go anywhere. Oh, shit! Is that who I think it is? What? Is that the third member from Roger's crew? Scopper Caban? Caban? I don't, forgive me if I'm fucking butchering that. Is that him? It looks like him. Oh, and then Roto realizes who he is. "Sir, yeah, what are you doing here?" And he says, "I felt a strange surge of hockey coming from here earlier." Human resident of Elbaf, ex-pirate Yasan. Nah, there's no way that's Ja. This man's name's Ja. It's 100% Scopper Caban. Scapan, or Scopper Caban, or whatever. That's why he threw the axe. Only Scopper Caban fights with those things. So, yeah, this is gotta be him. I wonder why he's going by Ya, though. He obviously tells everybody that he felt strange hockey. That being the God's Knights that we were talking about before. Then it says, looks like I missed whatever caused it, but I'm glad I found y'all instead. So he's glad. Essentially, he missed the knights and ended up finding them. Ah, he knows Luffy. I've heard the rumors about you, Straw Hat Luffy. They say you defeated Kaido. It's been ages since I've been to Wano. I'd love to go again. Yeah, but it's 100% Scopper, yeah. I can't believe he's alive. But he doesn't have scars. People who were saying that he was the marked man or whatever were wrong. The only person with scars from a fire is what's his name? Saul, and he's alive, so continuing. Luffy says, sir, Ya? Most people on Elbaf call him Ya-san. Didn't you meet with Miss Ripley when you went to school? He's her partner. Hey, no way. What? So the giant lady who had a kid with Scopper. Bro, he pulling, man. What the fuck? He pulling. Scopper, bro. I didn't know you had game like that, my G. Oh. Hey, he pulled a giant lady. Respect. But he didn't want to marry her because he's old as fuck. You can tell from here that it makes sense why he wouldn't want to marry her because he's gonna die soon. And then Luffy says, ooh, he's that dad of the big pipsqueak. Big pipsqueak. Well, you ain't wrong. The boy's giant blood runs strong. He's always been too big for me to hold. So you've already met Colin and Ripley. That's his son and his wife. Can you believe he's 20? 20. So for people wondering, 20, my guess, is the equivalent of like 5 or 6 in giant years. And Ripley's 80 years old. She's even older than I am. Yeah. So they age pretty quickly, the giants, and then they look the same for like a long time before they finally start to get old. I guess once they get 200 or 300, like Ja Rule and our boys Dory and Broggy. So makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense that she still looks as young as she is when he met her, but he was probably just as young as she was too. But the heavy difference is that humans age quickly. Kind of feel bad for him in that case, but hey, he at least got to spend time with her. And then he says, just like she said, marrying a giant doesn't make sense. Not if I'm the only one getting old. Yeah, I like I said, I don't think I said this, but I totally respect his feelings on the matter. Like saying, "Oh, I don't want to marry you because I'm gonna die," and it wouldn't make sense. And for the most part, logically speaking, it does make sense. He's like, if by the looks of it, it's been probably 40 years or so, or maybe 20. Who knows how long it's been since he met her. And so he probably met her when she was 60 and he was 60 or somewhere around there. Because considering their son's 20, and he looks like he's about as old as Rayleigh, and Rayleigh's in his 80s, so they're both in their 80s. So yeah, he definitely met her when he was 60 and she was 60, and had a kid. She had a kid with him. And then 20 years later, yeah, he's gonna look old as fuck. And then she said, Nami responds, "No kidding. To someone like you exist. To think someone like you exist." And then, Scopper's right. Love knows no bounds. Mixed race people have existed throughout history. Buccaneers, the Sundadas. What the fuck is that? We need teching to make a video on this, man. I don't know what the Sundadas, long necks. Yeah, those make sense. Wotans. Don't know what that is. Such hybrids are rare and often struggle to thrive on their own, but in every era, there have always been those who are more flexible, if you know what I mean. He's essentially saying that there are people that are willing to fall in love with people of other races and be that mixed. Just like me, For those that don't know, almost all Mexican people, if not most, are mixed race. Uh, if you track down our lineage far enough in Mexican history, and generation wise, you'll you'll see that a lot of us have ancestors that are from Spain and that were Mesoamerican, as in Aztec, Mayan, those cultures. Um, I know because I did a DNA test and I have about 40 something percent. I think 48% native, indigenous, and like 50 something percent Spanish blood in me. So, yeah, this applies to the real world too. But though in their world it makes more sense because there are different races genetically. In this world, calling someone that just has a slightly different skin tone doesn't make a different race has never made sense to me, because at the end of the day, we're all genetically human. It never made sense, which is why they say that race is a human construct, and it is, because we're all the same genetically. Unlike in their world, where giants are not the same genetically as humans and age differently and that type of thing. So it makes sense for them to be known as mixed race. Me, not so much. Not so much. Uh, Zoro takes a jab at him. You seem like an expert. Just who are you? And then Caban says, I'm the missionary of love. I bet Sanji ends up like him when he's older. Oh no, he's right. Hey, but at least we know, if Sanji does end up being like Caban, at least we'll know that he'll end up with a really hot wife. So, hey, us Sanji stands are winning, bro. Man, there really are parallels. Rayleigh is very close to Zoro in terms of temperament and like how, I guess, personality wise. And Scopper and Sanji are very close in personality wise, and it makes sense because Scopper was the third mate, or the mate following the third strongest on his crew, just like Sanji's the third strongest. And before anybody says that it's Jinbei's the third strongest, no, he ain't. Let's be real. If Sanji and Jinbei fought, Jinbei would have his ass filleted like a fucking fish. Jinbei would die. Jinbei wouldn't survive. In fact, Sanji beat a stronger version of Jinbei in his Seraphim. So, if he can whoop the Seraphim, he can whoop Jinbei just as easily. And Jinbei's an old man, so... and before you say old men are strong in One Piece, it depends on the old man. Some are and some aren't. If we're talking about Rayleigh, he said that he's a lot slower and weaker. If it's Garp, you somehow never get fucking old. Alright, continuing. He says, anyway, old dude, we're looking for the key to Loki. And then Rhoda says, you mustn't say... I must say, you shouldn't just blurt something like that out casually. Why would he know anyway? Zoro says, it's too late. And then Luffy's like, hey, forget about it. I didn't say anything. Scarborough reminds, oh, Loki, huh? Interesting. Troublemakers, are ya? I love it. He's just like Luffy in that sense too. Nami says, what a vindictive old coot. Just keep it to yourself, okay? Nami does not want any part of doing anything crazy that'll get her killed by giants. And then they say, rumors were made to spread, Missy, according to Scopper. And then she said, I told you to quit it. Do you know what kind of man Loki is? What will you do if things go south? Luffy says, I'll beat him to a pulp and lock him back up. Realistically, that's how Luffy has done everything in his life. He does something because he's very straightforward, he just does. And then if it goes bad, he beats it up. That's Luffy's life motto. So, yeah. Makes sense. Scopper says, the one who locked him up before was none other than Red-Hair Shanks. Until that point, no one was able to stop him. Now that makes... Now we understand why he has such a burning, deep hatred for Shanks, you know? And then Luffy says, well, the key's not gonna find itself. And this old timer sounds like he's gonna go on for a while. And then Scopper's like, do Do you know the kind of power Loki wields? If there's even a slight chance of him running amok, have you thought of how many casualties will... Hang on! Luffy does not want to hear it. Of course, Luffy would ignore, you know, fucking, bad news and stuff. Of course he would. Hey! Zoro says, what a waste of cat times. And then, of course, Nami, ever the fucking voice of reason, says, guys, we should take warnings like this more seriously. Yeah, you should, because if they release him, they're building up Loki to, like he's something more scary than we think he is. From what we saw, he didn't look that scary. But if Scalper is saying, "Hey, this dude is terrifying. If we let him go, he will murder everybody," then I think that might be the case. Ru says, "My sincerest apologies, sir, y'all." There, Scalper Gavan, he has a flashback to Roger saying, "I'm sick of all your warnings. You scared or what?" And then Scalper says, "That's not it." Yeah, Scalper was the voice of reason. Oh, he always butted heads with Roger too. If you want to stop me, you'll have to use force. We're just pointing out the risk, Roger, you dumbass. Then Sir Yacht, or Scalper says, "Hey, Rodo, give that throne a push." What? Did you know there were 2 other monstrous fighters on the Pirate King's crew besides Roger? It wasn't just Rayleigh. That's right. One time when Captain Roger needed to recuperate, that man accompanied him to a hospital deep within the mountains. Unfortunately, enemy pirates surrounded the hospital trying to capture them, but that one man armed with nothing but his 2 axes fought off hundreds of them all by himself. One man with just 2 axes? And that's not even the craziest part. When the battle was over, not a single tree was left standing. He stripped the entire mountain bare. Damn, Scalper! If Scalper was that terrifying, imagine how terrifying Rayleigh was in his prime. I like how Usopp is like, what? That's next level deforestation. That's how he got the name Mountain Eater. Everyone knows that tale. Damn, even Jinbei? He rivaled Vice Captain Silver's Rayleigh and was known as the left hand of the Pirate King. Just like Sanji! A hidden room? Is it a treasure chamber? I love you, Yasan. I think that's Luffy fucking proclaiming his love. Treasure, I love to explore. Of course, Nami is excited about treasure. A treasure chest room. Why is it just that the chests are all empty? Scalper replies, well, it used to be the treasure chamber. She says, you liar. Don't blame me. This is an abandoned castle. It's only natural thieves wormed their way and at some point. Still, take a look at this. Oh, the key. A prize not even the thieves were willing to take. Yay. In other words, even the bad guys don't want Loki to be free. You still want it? Huh? He's essentially telling Loki, look, if I'm taking you to the key, you see that they stripped everything in the room and they left that key. It means that the Loki is not a guy you want to fuck with. And for the most part, I think he's correct. He said, what? You heard me. He's been living here in Elbaf for over 20 years. No way. What did I say? 20 years. I knew it. The exact timeline. He met Ripley 20 years ago when she was 60 and he was probably in his 60s. They had their kid together around the same age, even though giants live longer. And 20 years have passed and they now have that kid is still huge. The living legend who stood shoulder to shoulder with Roger and Rayleigh, the Pirate King's left hand. Scalper Gavan literally challenges Luffy. If you want it, you'll have to get past me. Scalper Gavan. Damn, dude, this chapter was fucking amazing, man. Oh my god, I can't believe they finally, after such a long time, we finally got to see the man himself, Scalper. And he lived up to every single thing that I had pictured him in my mind. He's just as wild. In fact, it surprises me he's very similar to Sanji in terms of personality and women. Except he settled down. I'm sure Sanji will settle down too. But yeah, what a good chapter, guys. We got to meet Scalper. We learned that Loki is terrifying. Again, even more lore about Loki. We learned that Scopper had it was fucking pulling ladies at 60, well, 60-year-old ladies, but pulling ladies. And he's the kid's father. He married well, he didn't marry a giant. He had a kid with a giant. This was an incredible chapter. I'm stunned. I'm sorry if I'm fumbling my words right now, but yeah, this is a great chapter. I'd give this chapter 9 out of 10 for me. Lots of lore. Scopper Gaban, some funny moments. Scopper lived up to everything. Sanji, third strongest. No, sorry. Since Scopper rivals Rayleigh, Sanji rivals Zoro. Confirmed. They're the same in strength. Cole, King of Lightning, was right when he said that both Zoro and Sanji are equal in strength. He was right. We should have listened to the man. The man was speaking the Bible. But yeah. So that's it for the video. Thanks, guys, for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video. Also, there will be a little link up here for another video that I made. If you guys want to watch it, go ahead and watch. And adios. Good night. Buenas noches.